Hi, how y'all doing? My name is DJ TABER. For those who don't know me, I'm a barber. I've been a barber for 3 years professionally. I wanted to give you guys some insight on how I chose this profession that I'm in and give you my background on how I ended up becoming a barber. I think that it could help a lot of people that were possibly in my shoes when I didn't really have an idea what I wanted to be. Let me just take you back. Back when I was about 19, 20 years old, I was always really ambitious. I really wanted to have a great career. I wanted to leave a mark on this world. I just didn't know how I was going to do it. Obviously, you know, a lot of cats in my shoes wanted to be a basketball player. I love basketball, it was my life, you know, but I realized that, you know what, man, I'm probably not going to become a professional basketball player. So I got to figure out something that's going to make me become a success in this world. And at the time, I had no idea. I had no idea about figuring it out. And I just hopped in the corporate world, worked at a casino for 4 or 5 years, worked in a bingo hall. I had a stint in real estate. I moved out to Las Vegas for a job that was supposed to pay me pretty well, and then I even opened a business out in the Dominican Republic. Well, I funded a business to be open, and I was part owner, and it didn't fall through. At that point, I was kind of down. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I didn't know if I was a failure myself in life. I knew I had a lot of ambition. I knew I was a hard worker. I knew that I wanted to be successful. I just didn't have any idea on how to go about it. So I took about a week off of everything, and I just slowed down, and I kind of looked at myself and put pieces of me, characteristics of me together, and things that I like, things that I'm good at, and put them together and try to figure out other fields that might interest me. And I had always cut hair. It was just something that I did on the side, you know, before we went out to the club, before I, you know, cut my friends up, cut my brother up, cut myself up, save a couple dollars, make a couple dollars. It was never really took it seriously. But during that week where I just stopped everything, I looked at barbering seriously, and I said, you know, I always liked barbering. It was never really a love, it was a like. I like being creative, I like pushing myself to be better, you know, so you could add that as a love, but it wasn't necessarily a love for barbering. I always wanted to make a lot of money. I didn't necessarily think there was a lot of money in barbering, so that's probably what kept me away for a long time. But then I put together other characteristics and other things that I liked. I always wanted to work with kids. I love kids, you know, they make me smile. I think I'm a big kid at heart, you know, and I always want to work with kids. There was just never really any money in it at an entry-level position. You know, I was always a people person. You know, I know a lot of people. I'm a happy, fun-loving, happy-go-lucky type guy. You know, I used to get in trouble at my old jobs for being too talkative, jumping around, dancing around, you know, just trying to make people laugh, smile. You know, it's in life it's great, but in the corporate world, you know, that might not be what they're looking for, you know. But in barbering, that doesn't necessarily hurt me, and it actually might help me, you know. So I put that in place. I'm pretty good at marketing myself. I realized during my time in real estate that I learned a lot about marketing yourself. That would help me in barbering. The fact that I would become my own boss. I was tired of bosses not appreciating the good things that I do for their business, you know, in some aspects not treating me with the way I felt like I should be treated. So in being a barber, I will be my own boss to a certain effect, you know, depending on who I work, you know, what shop I worked at. But in regards of turning myself into a business, I was my own boss. I looked at all those aspects and I said, you know what, man, being a barber seems like it'd be kind of like the perfect job for me, you know. Once again, I was mostly weary about the money, but up until that point, I was tired. The money wasn't even really one of my concerns. I was tired of getting shafted by people selling me dreams, shafted by bosses, not allowing myself to be myself while I was at my place of employment. You know, so I said, I'm gonna jump into it, and if there is some money to be made in it, I'm gonna figure out how to make it. So I jumped into it, and it was perfect, you know, and I didn't realize how much being a barber is perfect for me. And everybody says once you find a job where you love doing what you're doing, it doesn't even feel like a job. I can literally say that's how I feel every single day. And you know, I just wanted to let anybody know who was ever in my shoes, who are in the same shoes that I was in back then, 20 years old, 21, didn't really know what I wanted to be. Take some time out and just ask yourself, what are some things that I do like? You know, what are some things that I'm good at? You know, yeah, you want to be in the NFL, you want to be a rapper, you want to be this, but those dreams might be a little far-fetched. There are some smaller things that you could take from that, and maybe you can turn that into a career. You want to be in the NBA, but you know, you might not be that good, but you love basketball. Well, don't just count out basketball. You could be, do you like kids? Do you like helping people out? Well, you know what? You could turn yourself into a basketball trainer. You know what I mean? And that's basically what I want to get to you. Just you know, take time out, maybe get a piece of paper, a pencil, mark yourself in the middle, and just put out little lines to other boxes of things that you like, and then your characteristics, things that you're good at, and then try to see if there's a common denominator of an occupation that you can translate that into some type of career for yourself. It worked for me, and I'm not a professional speaker or anything of that nature. I just wanted to let y'all know how I ended up becoming a barber and how perfect it was for me, and the steps that I used to get to where I'm at. Hopefully this video could help somebody in deciding, you know, what they want to do with their future. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and hit me on YouTube. You can hit me on Twitter at DJ TABER. Hit me on Facebook. I just like to see people doing well and fulfilling their destiny. I guess that's what you would call it. I don't know. But once again, I'm DJ TABER. Hope this video helped anybody, and if it did, let me know. You know, comment the video. Let me know how you feel. All right, holler.